Dr. Rose is in, and I'm in a straitjacket. That means it's time for Am I Crazy? As the NBA season is upon us, I have some predictions that you will evaluate, Dr. Rose. Are you prepared? First, I predict that before Thanksgiving, we will hear reports of tension between Chris Paul and James Harden. Am I crazy?
You're not crazy.
Thanks.
And the tension isn't going to be because they don't respect each other. It's not because they're both aren't terrific players. The issue is going to be it's only one basketball. And the one thing I noticed when they were playing together, and you can't do this in sports, especially in the NBA, is take turns. And so Chris Paul, who's been a ball dominant and rightfully so guard, around 18 and 10, a couple of steals his entire career, is because he navigates so well. And he makes players around him better. And it just so happens that he can score the basketball, and now he can even make the three consistently. James Harden is one of the few players that have ever led this league in total points and in assists. Very unique for a guy that's done this recently. So based on the substitution patterns, trying to get each of them time with the other four guys when the other one isn't on the floor, that's going to create a unique dynamic that they personally won't be at odds, but it's only one basketball, and because the roles are going to be so tough to define, that in itself, not the individuals, is going to create a level of friction.
Jalen, I predict that after taking a season off this year, Draymond Green will get back to kicking people. Am I crazy?
You are crazy.
What?
Draymond Green will throw elbows.
What?
He will give forearm shivers.
He's getting back to kicking people. It's part of who he is. It's what he does.
He will not be kicking people, however. I think that phase of his career has ended. He understands he has an opportunity to play with the dynastic squad in the Golden State Warriors, and he's going to have a terrific season. So I think you're crazy to challenge my guy that represents Saginaw pride. All right, all right.
Dr. Rose, no more Carmelo, no Phil Jackson, but no improvement. I think the Knicks are still going to be terrible this year. They're going to be worse than last year. Am I crazy?
You're not crazy.
Oh, no.
And
good?
I know you're a die easy, especially wearing that outfit, Knicks fan, and this is why we have you in a straitjacket right now, because we were going to talk about this topic. Yes, you don't have Phil, but he's still going to collect his over $60 million over those handful of years. You don't have Carmelo, but he had a no-trade clause, and so he helped navigate his way out of town. You're going to like Enes Kanter playing up front with Porzingis, however. Tim Hardaway in the backcourt. While the Knicks may not be a playoff team, their win-loss record will probably mirror what it did last year.
Dr. Rose, I think as the season goes on and we get exposed to more and more of the actual play of their young core, the Lakers will become a less attractive destination for potential free agents. Am I crazy?
Based on if you think about going to play with their squad because they're going to make a playoff push, or Brandon Ingram is going to average 25 points, or Ball is going to be in the top 3 in assists, then that makes you crazy. If you're going to go to LA to be a part of a storied franchise that has a resurgence in its future eventually, because Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka are running things, and your Boogie Cousins and or Paul George, and you just say, I want to go home regardless of who's on the squad, then I agree with you. But you're going to need those guys to show another level of improvement to me if you're going to lure a guy like LeBron James from Cleveland.
Dr. Rose, I predict this season Joel Embiid finally gets what he really wants. An all-star selection and a date with Rihanna. Am I crazy?
You're half crazy.
What?
Because he will be an all-star, but Rihanna's in a relationship.
Is she?
While
Moving on. Mr. Rose, I've got more questions, Dr. Rose. Dr. Rose.
I know, but while his stats are going to be there, and rightfully so, she's in a relationship, and it's not with him.
We're going to get to my final question, my final prediction, the most important one. I think after the NBA season starts, fatigue sets in, travel, I think with all of this will be hard on someone in the NBA. I think it's going to be hard on Jalen Anthony Rose. And I think that we will have the return of Kangaroo Jalen by the end of the season. Am I crazy?
You definitely crazy. You'll see Durag Jalen. You'll see Jalen with the bat. You'll never see Kangaroo Jalen ever again.